Hello, Courtney. It's so good for you to come back, so we can, dig right on in.
Glad
Last
to be here.
week, we started with, well, not started with, we did it with you role playing with the calm you and you being the anxiety you. And we left on a note where you kind of realized that your need to be needed is fueling your need or whatever, and or your ego is fueling your ego to be needed. And you said that if you're not being fueled by being needed or accepted, that sometimes brings on your anxiety. Okay, so what I would like to start with is, what would it be like if you weren't someone that struggles with anxiety?
Wow, that's a good question. I think I would be a lot more comfortable in my skin. I would feel a lot more confident.
Okay.
I'm so easily intimidated by other people that appear stronger, and it's probably they're dealing with the exact same thing, and I'm just I know that, but my anxiety doesn't.
Okay.
My anxiety is I'm so much less than these other individuals who have their stuff together, and I just don't have my stuff together.
Okay.
So I think I would be just a lot more comfortable. And in being comfortable, I'd probably be even more friendly, and I would be, what I want to be for people is just a refuge for those who are hurting. And so people would be more comfortable to come to me too.
So what you're saying is, if you didn't, have anxiety, you would feel more comfortable in your own skin, more confident in who you are, and realizing that other people who seem like stronger than you in certain areas, you would realize that they are probably struggling with the same thing as you are too.
Exactly.
Okay. What are the steps do you think you need to take to be someone that's confident or comfortable in your own skin?
I feel like those are questions that I've tried to answer all my life. It's and step by step. I feel like I'm better than I have been before, but it's so easy to get caught up in watching other people, and then when I watch other people, I get insecure, and then when I get insecure, I start playing this game of I'm better in this, and it creates walls instead of building relationships. So I guess it goes back to who do I see myself as, just getting a really good definition of who am I, not who am I that people see me as, but who am I really. And can I acknowledge my own strengths instead of just my weaknesses that I constantly acknowledge? So, it'd probably be good for me to just really take a good inventory of what I see my strengths as. And acknowledge that, yes, other people are better than me in certain areas, but that's okay. I don't have to compete with them in every single instance of my life.
Yeah.
So,
That's good. Yeah, that's good. So, if you realize that, how would you feel when you really accepted that other people do struggle with like anxiety and trouble trying to be accepted or whatever? How would you feel if you really accepted that?
I feel free. I know that in times that I don't have so many inhibitions and I haven't built as many walls, I suddenly see the other person instead of seeing myself and my own insecurities, and I'm able to kind of open my eyes and see how wonderful they really are. With their fears and failures, but their shining strengths too. And so, it's like it just allows me to see someone else besides me when I don't let me get in the way.
Yeah. So you're saying that seeing other people like kind of the same way as you will set you free and be able to help other people and their, seeing them in their situations. That sounds good. It seems that, you are taking, certain steps, you are acknowledging that you have anxiety and that you would be a better person, or not a better person, but a better you for that, for acknowledging who you are.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What would you say are some of your strengths? You talked about strengths, and you said, acknowledging your strengths. What do you think your strengths are?
Oh goodness, it's so much better if I just had a piece of paper and no one else had to see what I had on those,
Well, see,
because I'm ashamed of that still. I think that when I don't allow myself to get in the way, that's when my strengths actually get to shine through.
That's good.
And so, in those moments, I can be very compassionate. I can actually be kind. I can, I think that one of my gifts is encouragement. And so when I'm not seeing all of my failures, I actually see, areas that, you may be struggling in. And I'm like, no, you're doing great. Here, go on. I don't know, really organized, but that's kind of like way over there. So,
yeah, no, that's good that you know that you're, organized, and you've always said that you're list oriented, you like to make lists, and that, you even said just then, like, if I had a list to,
yes, you're right.
to show me, but that's good, just realizing that your strengths and just being that. Just being your strengths. That's really good. So, what steps do you think you need to take to realize your weaknesses, but work through it with your strengths?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it absolutely does. I think that part of my great fear is coming off as conceited, or, that well, I don't know. I don't know how I come across, and I'm so concerned about how I'm coming across that I'm not living. So, I don't know what the little steps would be to get to that point, except just really just calming down, and being very aware of the fact that I'm giving too much awareness to other people's perception of me.
That's good. I think that's very good that you brought that up, because you were, even in your strengths are to help other people, encouraging, providing, things for them, and even in your weakness, you have that same thing with, trying to help people, or not trying to help people, but trying to get their acceptance of your strengths. So do you think that if you were to accept your strengths for yourself, you would be able to help people better?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So what would happen in a situation where you are accepting yourself and then all of a sudden you get rejected? How would you feel?
It would devastate me. Simply because I would probably revert back to that old, the power of acceptance was in their hands, and their perception was what mattered. I think I would revert back to that old me. And it happens, because it happens on a daily basis.
Right.
I feel confident. I am who I am, and then all of a sudden someone doesn't like who I am, which is bound to happen.
Yeah.
But I'm such that, I have to make A's all throughout my life, whether that's in school or whether that's outside, in just everything. So that means I have to have everybody like me, whether they want to or not, and if they don't, then it's my goal to turn that around.
So what does it look like when you are a person who, even though you've been rejected, what does it look like to go through that and accepting yourself? How does that look like to you?
I just have to take it back to, who am I? I know who I am. And more than that, I know that my basis of who I am is actually based on the fact that I am created by someone who loves me more than anything else. So I mean, that's what I know I should go back to, and I kind of just have to go back to that and things like that.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is I have to accept who I am. And by accepting who I am, I won't, even though it might happen, won't be affected by rejection from other people. And by accepting who I am and not rejecting who I am, do you think that would help with your anxiety?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that all of that is rooted, all of my anxiety is rooted in just my problems with accepting myself.
Right. Okay. So what we have to do is accept ourselves for who. How does that make you comfortable accepting even the fact that I want to? How does that feel to accept that part?
It's hard. It's hard. It is. Yeah, but I know that it's imperative. Like I will only serve other people and continue serving my ego until I really recognize that I can't be living for them. That's not my center.
Right. Okay, so during this our 3 sessions, how do you think the tone was, or the mood? How was that for you?
Oh, it was it was great. It was great. Yeah, I really feel like for you to bring it from anxiety to really get at the heart of the issue of being like myself, like accepting myself is huge. So I felt very safe here to just kind of just talk things through and get to the center of the problem.
Good. Okay, I'm happy, and I hope that we can continue, with getting to that root of accepting yourself, and that you can, accept yourself for who you are. So I was glad to have you.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming.
All right, thank you.